There are many insanely complex and powerful Force abilities, most only achieved through Sith or Jedi artifacts, or mastered by those who have dedicated hours or years to controlling them. In this new series on my channel, we will be discussing and examining the most volatile and powerful Force abilities in existence in the Star Wars universe. For today's video, we will discuss what some Sith consider to be the most difficult darkside ability to use, a Force Storm. Force Lightning is a power conjured using more aggressive emotions. Although some believe the ability on its own is not pure evil, the popular consensus is that only by embracing the dark side of the Force can the true power be unlocked. Force Lightning also happens to be an extremely destructive ability, in many cases used for torture or to incapacitate a victim, but at the peak of its potential could disintegrate someone. The ability, however, is also very difficult to control, as the power wielded is so unstable, but gifted hands can manipulate the lightning to a great extent, swirling it around them or even using individual fingers to conjure the ability. Darkside alchemy and rituals is a rare form of darkside magic, in many cases requiring hours to achieve a single goal. But some of these rituals could give way to insanely powerful events, such as the annihilation of an entire planet based off of the ritual itself and the power of the individuals involved in it. In even more extreme cases, some Sith even believed it could grant someone immortality. In most cases, darkside rituals require death, and the more death surrounding the event, the more impactful the goal. Darkside alchemy was the power of using the dark side to physically change something, corrupting it and putrefying it to its core, to the point where its outward appearance is altered. So why in a video about Force Storms did we just discuss these two abilities? By combining Force Lightning and Darkside rituals and alchemy in the correct setting, one could create an ability so dangerous it had the potential to decimate armies in seconds and scorch entire planet surfaces. This ability, of course, was known as a Force Storm. The Darkside artifact, the Dark Staff, was considered by the Sith that held it to be the most dangerous item the Sith Empire held. Many of the Sith believed that the staff had not come from the universe within Star Wars, but somewhere outside of it, or possibly even in between it. On top of having a consciousness of its own, the staff could create these massive storms. Many of the Sith in fact feared the staff and its potential to destroy the user, as it had in the past driven others insane with visions. In the Ancient Republic, during a massive battle, the Sith Darth Revan finally embraced the Dark Staff, as it conjured a Force Storm and instantly destroyed his forces, as well as his enemies. As it did so, the power inadvertently opened a wormhole and transported Darth Revan forward through time. After hearing of this and going on to study it, Palpatine became convinced he could will these storms into existence based purely off of his power in the dark side. For years, Palpatine dedicated his efforts to the study of this ability, seeing its power above nearly any other gift the dark side granted him. Only after Palpatine was killed above Endor and returned in the body of a clone did he reveal he had mastered the ability. In Palpatine's personal journal, which he referred to as the Book of Anger, he did reveal he had discovered how, with all his anger coupled with extreme concentration and will, these storms would begin to present themselves. I have learned that anger and will joined together are the greatest power. I have learned to meditate anger and will with clarity and precision. And I have learned to open hidden reservoirs of darkside power. Unlike Revan, Palpatine understood the true magnitude of his power, as he could not only use the Force Storms for destructive means, but also master the elements pertaining to the wormholes. By doing this, Palpatine sent one of his storms through hyperspace, as the power of the Force opened a gateway to the planet of Coruscant. Once there, the storm laid waste to a large portion of the planet and carried the Jedi Luke Skywalker directly to Palpatine as he entered the wormhole. This is what one bystander of the Force Storm commented about it. What is it? Some kind of wormhole? Opening up in space? It's huge. Our scanners just picked up a gigantic hyperspace wormhole. An energy storm of undetermined magnitude is... followed by silence. A big reason many Darksiders strayed away from the ability was of course because of its difficulty to use, but also that once it was created, it could very easily turn on the practitioner and consume them fully. Palpatine would explain that summoning the storm was easy in comparison to controlling it afterwards. In fact, the thing that finally destroyed Palpatine's body was the storm itself, as the remaining Jedi managed to momentarily cut off Palpatine's connection to the dark side, and a storm he had recently conjured destroyed him. Luke Skywalker would later go on to learn Jedi were in fact capable of using a different version of the ability, but never on the level of Darth Sidious, as the hatred and focus he achieved caused a storm that would destroy entire planets. Out of fear for Force storms, Luke chose to have his Jedi Academy on the planet of Tython, where the ancient Jedi trained thousands of years before him, in hopes that if any Jedi did conjure a storm, he could dispel it without the loss of life. Luke also noted, it took several powerful Jedi to call upon a storm, another testament to the power of Darth Sidious. It was revealed this year by the author of Dark Empire that he believes that a Force storm is also a result of a mental connection between two extremely powerful Force users. He also explained that the users must be from the opposite sides of the spectrum of the Force that end up clashing, only making it possible to call on such power at key points in time. That time in Legends being when the most powerful Sith Lord who had ever lived and the most powerful Jedi who would ever live confronted each other for a final time for the fate of the galaxy. It has also been suggested, although very rare, Force entities such as the Ones or Abeloth may have the power to create a Force storm, but that it also requires a connection. So what do you think about Force storms? And please leave in the comments other abilities you would like to see discussed on this new series. If you enjoyed this installment of the new series, be sure to leave a like, as that tells me you want more. If you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing to ensure you stay up to date with everything Star Wars related. If you would like to talk to me directly and ask questions, my Twitter is @StupendousWave. Thanks so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.